This is the homework helper for Chapter 10, Section 4 in the 7th grade workbook, Surface Area of Prisms and Cylinders. So let's look at the first two questions there. We're talking about cylinders there. Remember, the formula that you saw for cylinders, or prisms today, said 2b plus ph. We want to find the surface area of a prism. We take the area of the base, b, multiply it by 2, and then add to that the product of the perimeter of the same base and the height. So if we start with number 1 here, the perimeter of the base is, or the base is going to be that bottom piece, this rectangular piece that's down here on the bottom. So I want to find the area of that piece. Well, we have to read up to the top to find it, but we can see across this side here would be 7, and across the front would be 3, so that's a 7 by 3 piece, or 21. So 2 times 21 there. And then the perimeter of that same base, what you get when you add up the 4 sides going around, 7 and 3 and 7 and 3, that adds up to make 20. And we're multiplying that by the height of the entire prism, which is 5. So I'm simplifying 2 times 21 and 20 times 5, and when I find that, I'll have the surface area. 2 times 21 is 42, 20 times 5 is 100, 42 plus 100 is 142, and that's going to be inches squared. All right, now as we go down to the next two questions, the surface areas of the cylinders here, realize, as you saw in the instruction today, it's the exact same formula, but it's guaranteed that the base is going to be a circle here. So instead of leaving that very general to say the area of the base and the perimeter of the base, we can make that circle specific here. So what we wrote here when we did these formulas was 2 pi r squared being the area of the circular base, B, and 2 pi r h, obviously h is still there, 2 pi r is how we find the circumference of a circle, which is the same thing as the perimeter. All right, so we'll put some numbers in there. Looking at number 3, we have a radius here marked at 1, and because this is laying down, we see that the height here is 5. Again, picture it standing up if you need to. So we're going to do 2 times 3.14 times the r number squared, 1 squared, plus 2 times pi 3.14 times the r number, which is 1, times the h number, which is 5. All right, well, let's simplify that here. We've got 2 times 3.14 times 1 squared. Well, even if I square 1, it's still 1. So that's 6.28. And over here, I've got 2 times 3.14 times 1 times 5. 5 times 2 is 10. Times 1 is still 10. Times 3.14 is 31.4. So I've got 31.4 and 6.28 being put together here. And when I take 31.4 and add to it 6.28, the result is 37.68. So the surface area of the cylinder is 37.68 inches squared. We can round that to the 10th, as the directions say here, 37.7 inches squared. Taking a look at number 5, I'm not going to do that for you, but I will give you some guidance here. Realize what you have on the right side here in number 5 is a triangular prism. So you want to make sure you use the triangles as the basis here, and you're going to find the surface area of the triangular prism. And then what you have over here on the left side of this is a quarter of a cylinder. So what you want to do there is work it out like you're doing a full cylinder, and then divide by 4, which will give you a quarter, and then you're going to add those two components together, and that's how you'll find number 5. Realize the formulas for a prism and the formula for the cylinder that you need is already on the screen here for you, here with question 1 and here with question 3.